Hello everybody, Nguyen here, doing a little Eternal video as a change of pace as of recently. I've been doing a lot of uh, Underworlds content, if you've been following the channel in the past week or so, but I had a special request to review this match of Eternal, so I decided that I would do that. I actually have not watched it yet. It's just gonna, be here for the experience. I can kind of see why, just looking at the initial sketch of these decks, of what might have been interesting here. So we have TheBoxer versus YurickYu. So TheBoxer is on Genève Peak, which is more or less a standard version of the deck. There's like some minor differences in his version compared to a lot of other versions that are seeing play right now. One of them, for example, being no Eclipse Drakes. I know that's been kind of more popular here than in some recent times, like before. But other than that, I think it's fairly standard. It's actually some builds have been cutting Sandstorm Titan too. But not totally outrageous, I guess. Permafrost is another particular inclusion, but the one that is actually more remarkable, this is what we'll say, is the opponent, who is on Knucklebone's Huru. So this is a Huru control deck where one of the win conditions is Knucklebones, which is super fucking sweet. Not gonna lie, I love that, and especially given how prevalent Omen Vision of Austerity is. This is a bold choice and hateful as well. We have Rain of Frogs in the market. In addition, really quite the brew here. I don't think there's anything like the main deck is pretty boring, let's say. I guess there's a few like weird inclusions, like we have 4 wanted posters, 3 Sword of the Sky King plus 2 Stormholt Knife is a lot. So it's all interesting. 1 Abergraft, sure. Okay, and then for merchants, we actually only have the 3 as ways to do that. And I guess like we have other win conditions. We can Sword of the Sky King and channel our opponent out of the game substantially. But I imagine a lot of games are going to end with Knucklebones. So this is fascinating. I like this as an idea at the very least. So as I mentioned, I have not watched this yet. I kind of, given how it was hyped to me, I felt it would be a good idea to just go in raw, see what happened here. So I hit play. I think that we're doing this at 1.5 times speed right now. Yeah, we are, which is going to help us get through this at a reasonable pace, given the fact that these matches can end up being kind of long. I think that this one is a little bit on the longer side from the impression that I got, but I could just be entirely incorrect there. The one who requested that I review this, by the way, is Reckoner. The boxer is somebody who I talk to a lot, but he just simply said that the deck is the match was good. So I haven't seen any. He wasn't the one saying like you should go review this. He just consented to me reviewing it. It's just other things to note as we're getting started into it. I pressed play, and we'll get there eventually. Oh, here we are. Okay, so we are in. TheBoxer says thanks. Thank you. Good choice of the box art in terms of the avatar choice. Quite solid. I like my island one. I don't know about you. It's a pretty classy, pretty standard one, but my island level 20 or whatever it is, I really liked her for it, so that's good. Okay, seems we are finally in the action. Had a little cut there because there was a surprisingly long pause, but we are into it now. Finally, I mentioned that there's just some technical difficulties. The boxer's hand is very dirtily, which is, it's hard to know who's honestly got like the advantage going along here in this matchup. In my experience, it can actually be quite close in it. So we're going to, I think that was a very good decision, shipping back the show, protecting it from the Rain of Frogs. Now, I don't know whether you go for the Sandstorm Titan or wait, what did he go for there? Was it the display of impulse? That is not the card I would have chosen of the hand. I mean, clearly not the treasure, because that's not a real card. But hitting the 2 Titans is pretty exciting. And then hitting Heart of the Vault, like, that's a very problematic card for you. Oh, I guess you have Abigraph for hitting the Titan. Still, Heart of the Vault is a very good hit. Especially since you block them from ever they don't get to play them. This is a really good setup though from the Boxer, since he can go Caleb's Choice, end of turn, kill the Abigraft, get a 3/3, attack in for 5. Maybe it eats a bring down. Yeah, there's another weird glitch. So there's a few weird ones in Yurick's deck for sure. Wanted poster. I wonder whether the Boxer attacks here. There's part of me that feels like he probably shouldn't. Like, this feels like Island's Choice to me. You can kind of just force him to keep it up for the next, 3 turns, at least. I actually don't like that attack, because it reads pretty clearly like an Island's favor. Island's Choice. It's close, though. That's one of those ones that's hard to call, given the fact that, we have full sight of what's going on, and our the person that we're watching does not. Okay. We're going to have a hard time actually getting value on this peak. I hope that YurickYu understands that he has to kill this immediately. Yeah, he does. He gets it. I'm assuming Yurik is a male's name. I think that it is. I usually try to not assume genders, but it is. So, an interesting point there of Boxer is not playing the seat. The reasoning why is that it gives away information when you're playing that undepleted, so it actually shows more weakness of the hand. I would have played one of these seats at this point here, because one of the objectives would be to be able to play something like let's say that we draw a power and then we have a Heart of the Vault on top of our deck. We would have been able to play Heart of the Vault, play Peak all in one turn, which is pretty sick. Yurik has to kill this. Pristine Light. How they choose to go about it. What's in the market at this point? Zalchi is, apparently. Very good card. I hope you know that. Yeah, it has to harsh roll. Double harsh roll. Holy shit. And Yurik still has a bunch of cards in hand. That's impressive. He's drawn a lot of cards. Able to shut down this peak somehow. Honor the Claws. Honor of Claws. Still a name I don't get. Got a lot of power in hand. So that's at least something for the Boxer to look forward to. Has not found a second, a second merchant here to play the Knucklebones, which is kind of what you want at this point to end the game. The other possibility is, of course, a Sword of the Sky King can end the game here quite efficiently. But we're going to just be playing our deck until this point here, where we get to draw show. We're going to draw a card, show into show. Show me the money. I like this. I really, because there's so little fast speed interaction, and you've been having a lot of trouble to actually stick a threat. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I like that. I really like that. Wanted poster. Snowball, Hailstorm. Sure. I like, oh, that was a really good torch, given the composition of the Boxer's hand and the having the peak in play. We get a couple free damage here. How many ways does the opponent... I don't like the sequencing here. You definitely are supposed to draw first, in case you, for instance, draw into a Heart of All on the top of the deck. These one opposers have looked really good. I mean, they're going to be good in this matchup. This is the matchup that they're going to be good in. Hopefully, at the very least. This is also a very slow build of the deck of Genev. A very dirtily version. Face Aegis is traumatizing. I will describe it that way. We finally have our Knucklebones online. There's very few ways for Yurik to deal 1 damage. I guess the best one is exactly Snowball. That's the only real option. Knucklebones is engaged. Huzzah. So we came here for, ladies and gents. They better be a counterspell. There's no counterspells, I guess, in their market. This is excellent. Ooh, okay. Well, we actually have some interesting options here, because what can happen is if we get an attack... Okay, so we do get the island coming out first. This is good because it pops the Face Aegis. Although it allows to replay. This is all kind of interesting. Okay, now it's going to be actually... Oh, gets it out of the range. That's so clever. Okay, so it wasn't about transforming her. I mean, it's good to transform her, don't get me wrong. Wormbait, I do not remember the text on that card for the life of me. So sacrifice, get a shifted worm equal to the number of units in your void? Huh. Okay. Okay, that's something. Okay, we can strategize here. Is this good, and if so, why? Do we do it on the Boxer side? This was a great series of plays here. So no more sweepers. Kill that. But we don't... Yeah, so we don't have lethal on the Boxer side right now. With the Caleb's choice, we'll kill the sort of the Sky King. We can permafrost to the 6/6. It's still not lethal. We need an extra damage. I don't know about this overcommittal. In fact, I do know about this overcommittal. It's... Oh! Sick! That was so good! Basarosaurus, the finisher. Fuck yes. Oh, that was savage. I love it. Oh, God. So good. Well played, Yurik. Well played. Oh, fuck. He saw that immediately. He had that in mind. Just on the table. Oh, both players at 1 life. There's... I don't know. I'm thinking about whether or not there was a way to get that. I know what it was. And I actually thought this kind of at the time where he could have gone pinged face with the Heart of the Vault at some point. as opposed to killing the Geneva merchant because he also had the permafrost in hand. The permafrosts weren't doing a ton at that point. That would have been interesting. Well, let's go. Game 2. That was a good one. That is a great place to start. People who recommended this game knew what was going on. This match, rather, knew what was going on. It's late, guys. My languages, they're not what they used to be. Heart of Vault. That's a good one. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like getting the time sigil here. Like, the chances of keeping Titan on the battlefield are low, and you're going to get value off of your display impulse sooner or later. So I'm kind of inclined to say, I really don't like this. This I really don't like. I guess you had them at low life total. Are we able to just aggro them out from here? That seems hard. Oh, gets 3 damage. Sure. This is hilarious. He's going so aggro. I love it. Okay, we have to kill one with the Clan Tactics or the Defiance. That happens. We're at 3. And Heart of the Vault comes in, goes down to 1, and we have a lot of damage in hand. Yep, we're finished here. That was a really good one too. Oh man, that was hilarious. He just saw that line. I did not expect him to go quite so aggro there. That was hilarious. Just decides to shift gears and fucking give her. So we had a little bit of a break there between game 2 and game 3, so I just snipped that out for you. The Boxer's hand here is a bit of a disaster. It is super, super clunky. And gonna have to try and put some effort into cleaning them up. Oh man, that does not help too much. We really are gonna have to play. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that the merchant isn't that bad since it does feed us a banner. Because Yurick's hand is not super fast in any respect. It has a knife next turn, so I can start getting some beatdowns on. So that's something. Yeah, the Boxer's actually under a decent amount of pressure right now because he has a hard time playing from behind in situations like this. I suppose it's not that bad. Yurick not having any other power though is a little bit of a concern. I definitely would have drawn there on my turn were I Yurick so that I could play a power were I to draw it. But now the Boxer is actually almost looks like he's flooding out. It was quite the turnaround, going from mana screwed to mana flooded in like 2 turns. It almost feels like it's not that bad though. This feels like it's a good situation to equivocate your own Heart of the Vault, since we're a little bit threat-like, especially under an Avigraph. Yeah, you for sure use it here. Oh, okay. What's this guy do? I do not remember the text on this card. Hopefully they pull it up, because I do not remember the text on this one. It's like draw cards equal to the number of like kitties you have or something like this. Well, it's dead. So there's that. I'm also still disappointed that you can't. That when your opponent hits you with a relic weapon, that it doesn't count for infiltrate value. That upsets me. I like this setup because your hand is a little bit glutted with units at this point, with peaks at this point, so getting one in play, even for just kind of minimal value, is pretty good. It's incredibly threatening here too. Just copying the Titan, like that's kind of, like that alone is a big concern. Looks like it's going to be successful though, which is surprising. This display of impulse countering the rain of frogs, though, that is big time. So I think this is pretty clear from the boxer side that Yurik is setting up for rain of frogs plus harsh rule. Yes, we get the harsh rule. Keep the snowball in hand as well for the purposes of trying to pitch it with Caleb. Yeah, play peek, copy Caleb. Activate Caleb, yes. This is all good. Play seed. Play Seek? Or no, you're not playing Seek, because you may as well. Oh, off the top? Ugh. Savage. Brutal Savage wrecked. Oh, that makes sense to keep on top, because you can just kill the sort of Sky King then, especially if you don't get to have any of your units survive, which feels likely. Is going to hit by the Island's Choice, follow it up with a harsh roll. Technically, you don't need to use the torch at that point. You definitely want to use it before your opponent's turn, though, in case they get a Waystone. I don't know what our market is looking like at this point, because we've definitely cleared out some of the best stuff from it. Oh, that's a very good one as well. I think that's good enough. It's not that good, but it's good enough. What do you pitch here? Okay, going to go for the knuckle bones. So we're in for a game. This one is going places already. Yeah, doing the same maneuver. This is the fourth Caleb that we've had in play with a deck that actually technically plays 0 copies of Caleb. Gotta love it. Of course, there's very low chances of these guys surviving here. Like, everyone should know that. The boxer should know that. No, the bones. The bones are here. Okay, that's a start. That's not that good. Okay, we get to see. I really have no idea what's in the market at this point, because we've accessed it like 3 or 4 times ish already this match or this game. End of the story. Now, one of the things about playing against Knucklebones is you kind of want to keep track of the number of real cards that they have on their hand versus fake cards that they have in their hand. Clearly, they have a lot. Like anything could be in their deck, but they're very unlikely to have sweepers. So right now, there are only 4 cards that are in the opponent's hand that have the potential of being sweepers. We had a show left? Holy shit. Ordering here, I don't know why we didn't grab. Ooh, we didn't cast our Trove. That feels just wrong. Morrison's Disciple in. I guess that we can just use that with Caleb, and it kind of functionally has the same job. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit strange of a move, but I like it. There's a pretty. I like the idea right now of doing, of trying to set up a situation where we get to. Okay. Are we gonna die? No, that's very unlikely to die. I don't. I'm not crazy about using that there because we kind of want that in case we get burned out somehow. Because it's hard to read what's in our opponent's hand. They have Spitfire though, which is going to be pretty difficult to beat, especially we have the elk. We have like a bunch of other burn too. So 4, and then we have 3 points of burn in hand. So we need to find a counter spell of some description. Let's send the Equivocate to the bottom. Equivocate is going to be shitty here because our opponents are playing shitty cards, so we're just going to be. It's just a teleport. Yeah. I have once again, no idea what's in the market. Yeah, now we're just dead. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Spitfire. Not quite Spitfire lethal. I would have set up Spitfire lethal. Just Alchemist Blast, Spitfire. That would have been tasty. That would have been max flavor right there. Oh, that was good. That was hilarious. Knucklebone still delivering on the memes. All these years later. But that'll do it for me today. Thanks so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I'm hoping to put on a couple more Eternal videos this week. Doing kind of, I definitely am still going to be doing a lot of Underlords stuff because I've been having a lot of fun with that. But this week I'll start kind of mixing between the two of them a little bit more because there's some Eternal related stuff that's going on. Thank you very much to Eternal Tournament Series for doing these so that I could steal their content, steal their videos. But that was hilarious. That was great. And I'll talk to y'all later.